All right, how's it going today, guys? Happy Monday, happy new week of trading. First things first, shout out to the stream sponsors, guys, over at CoinCatch, Tealstreet, and now Coinbase. Tealstreet is something that we use all the time. It's what we use for level 2 order books, depth chart. It's kind of where we get our low-term time frame momentum reader for both BTC and Ethereum. Also, shout out to CoinCatch. They are the perpetual exchange of choice. It's what we use for our derivatives trading. It's what we use for our leverage trading, that sort of thing. And then, of course, Coinbase, guys. They are new. They are something that I've been kind of using since my entire cryptocurrency adventure has kind of started. So very, very happy and pleased to work with those guys. I use them for spot. You know, they have opened up some derivatives to non-KYC users outside of the United States. As part of our weekly video series, guys, Monday is live stream. So this is where we go about an hour and 15 minutes. We try not to push it too long because, you know, I know how dead it can kind of get after watching someone talk for about an hour. Shout out to LOL DeFi for getting me the Satoshi Nirvana shirt, man. That guy's a killer. This was the shirt that Jack Dorsey was wearing during the Super Bowl. So really appreciate that legend, LOL DeFi, for sending this over to me. So yeah, shout out to him. But just gonna jump right into this, guys. We're gonna talk about NPOC levels first. There are a few things that we've kind of been talking about as far as prints to the downside, prints to the upside. We've had a lot of low-term time frame stuff. We've had a lot of prints to the upside downside, but overall the market sentiment has been choppy, right? It's been a lot of chop. There has not been much that we can really talk about as far as bigger term time frame stuff. And I take this over from the flow horse because I think it's a good way to kind of get you guys to understand and to see a few things. What I like to do, or what he has kind of helped me, is to kind of set up a BTC chart like this, where you got the 30-minute, the 4-hour, the 1 day, and the 1 week, and this kind of just gives you a good structural outlook on what is happening with BTC. And I thought that was a good idea to kind of help you guys understand and to kind of start integrating into our live streams as well. But yeah, NPOC levels, guys. So not much has changed. Let's just kind of go over what we've been looking at. So as far as setups goes, guys, the one setup that we had is we kind of have been anticipating that downside, right? Yesterday on my positions on BTC, Ethereum, and BNB, I took off a lot of profits, right? Now I didn't close the position entirely because, you know, I still like to have some exposure. So I did, you know, lose a little bit of unrealized gains, but I realized probably 80 to 85% of those positions looking to add lower, as today we are getting lower. And the reason for that being was because we had 2 NPOC prints to the downside on Ethereum and 1 to BTC. So to me, that was market sentiment that we might continue back down, right? So again, that was me kind of staying grounded with the overall sentiment of the markets, where, you know, things are still choppy. I don't want to get greedy thinking that I caught a top. I don't want to get greedy thinking that I caught a bottom. I just want to stay grounded as far as trading goes. So getting back into the BTC setup, guys, we did have a long at this NPOC 63002. I have not added to my BTC position. I have not added to my ETH position. The only thing I added to was that BNB position. Still willing to add lower on all 3 of these positions, guys. I'm not in any rush, but this was the setup that we created on 428, right? Wanted to long this area, looking for a long in this area. Again, I have not added, but I'm still long from lower. So for me, we'll kind of just have to see, you know, where things go within the current range, where price action goes in the short-term time frame. But I will add that we do have NPOC levels to the upside, right? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have 4 NPOC prints to the upside within our local range. So for me, guys, nothing has changed. Rather, when, you know, we were right here when we were a little undecisive, you know, retest, now we're retesting again down at these lows. Still, nothing has changed for me. I still want to be a little bit on the long biased on the adding to the position sizes in this area. So again, just grounded to my rules, right? We have 4 NPOC prints to the upside. We're sitting at lower limit of our current range. There's just no reason for me to get bearish, and definitely no reason for me to open up any shorts. Even if we go lower, guys, I kind of talked about this. It's just not a good risk reward to me and to my eyes to short anything here. For me, I want to be shorting up higher. I would love a retest of the 71808 to short into, and again, that would be the upper limit of this current range to kind of short into as well. So again, not putting too much focus on shorts. What I'm doing is I'm having patience for buys on dips, and then taking off profits into any moves higher, and then again having more patience to buy those dips. So that is currently how I'm looking at things. First we take out 59k, then we take 80k. Yeah, also I think a lot of people are waiting for that, right? So I think that's a very good setup. Basically, first you say take out 59k, which is the sweep of the lows that we kind of talked about, and then we can kind of take 80k. So I think, yeah, I mean, it's very possible that happens. But to me, I personally think that 59k target that so many people are watching is going to get front run, right? Like, I don't think that we're going to dig down into this area that a lot of people want. And again, that doesn't mean that it's going to happen that way, right? That's just what I personally think, right? Because we had a lot of opportunities to kind of long down in that 58K 60 area. We've kind of shown that this is a very good support area. So as far as BTC goes, not much has changed on NPOC levels. Let's just get into the BTC current range. Lower limit and upper limit are the high conviction areas when it comes to current range trading. And lower limit is a support area that we look to long, and upper limit is a resistance area that you look to kind of short into. Now, do these rules apply every single time perfectly? No. If you're shorting into upper limit in a trending market, you might get crushed and it can go higher, right? And same thing with lower limit. If you're longing in lower limit and it's a trending market down, you may get crushed and we go lower. But as of right now, this isn't a trending down market. If you think about it, just look at the high term time frames. This is not a trending down market. This is an uptrending market right now. Yes, we've had a little bit of resistance and we have a little bit of retracement, but to me, guys, there has been nothing that's significantly told me that this is a downtrending market. I just think a lot of people are getting impatient within this chop, and I get it, right? That's the name of the game. They bore you to death within a lot of this price action so that you kind of just sell and you go away and you don't worry about it and you're like, oh, I'll buy when things are lower, right? But then it never goes lower. So then you miss out on opportunities as that we're seeing right now when we're sitting at lower limit. So, you got to think opposite of the market sometimes. And right here, nobody wanted to be longing, right? And right here, nobody wanted to be shorting. This is an indicator to me that the range is ranging. I'll always take this quote from Kobe. He's the GOAT, one of the legends within this entire space. One quote that he has said that always stuck with me, guys, is you want to be focused when nobody else is focusing. You want to be dedicated when everybody else is like kind of saying that, crypto's dead, or they don't want to focus on this, or they think that they can, kind of pop back in when prices are lower. And right now things are just boring. And so I get it. So I understand why people don't want to put focus on it, but for me, this is what I love. This is what I enjoy. I love researching on-chain AI plays during this downtime. It's just the best thing to do within the overall market. What about BNB? Yeah, so I'm still in BNB, right? And again, this goes off of the indicator Castillo AI Trading. I'm still in BNB. We're still between target entry 1, target entry 2. I will probably average down into BNB all the way down to about 560 area is where I'm comfortable. All right, so let's go into Ethereum here. We do have a couple of things that I want to talk about. We do have an NPOC print higher from yesterday. This is a good thing, right? This is a good indication to me that Ethereum is going to retest these highs at some point. We did get the reaction and touch at this level on 3319, right? On this NPOC print from the 27th, 2 days ago. This whole setup was what kept me to close those positions yesterday, close most of them, and then look to re-add lower, because I want these NPOC prints to close on Ethereum. I want 3063 to get hit. I would love for this to go down, close this level from here, get some long entries, add to my longs, and then we kind of go up and retest this area, because I think if we retest this area, then we can finally reclaim a little bit higher. But the setup is the same. I want to long this area. If you long 3119, I think it's a good start to long. I didn't have any ads onto my Ethereum play just yet because I'm looking for a little bit lower. But again, same scenario, guys. If you long 3119, 3063, it's not going to matter when price is back up at these local highs. So if you get a position within this area, it doesn't matter when price is here. It's irrelevant. If you get a $10 difference, a $20 difference, a $40 difference, it's the same thing that I just went over with BTC. It's irrelevant when price is up higher. So and that's why I say you could take a starter position and look to have ads, kind of dollar cost average within an area. And then once your position size is fully maxed out, that's when you can put your percent risk into place, right? I'm not saying it's a full proof system that makes you a millionaire. You could still get stopped out. You could still lose money. You could still blow up an account doing that, but that's how I do it. So getting into ETH BTC, guys, this is the shorter term time frame current range that we're looking at. We had the deviation lower, and that I wanted a retest of these local highs, and then if we broke above that, to retest this median ML. So that's, again, the same principles to everything that I'm doing. BTC, Ethereum, altcoins. It's not like I'm doing anything different on ETH BTC or dominance. It's same thing. Finding a range, looking where support, looking where resistance is, looking where those local highs are to kind of make targets. And this was the target that we had. It was about this 0.05201, and we got a retest of that perfectly. We closed it, and now we're getting a little bit of retrace, which again, no harm, no foul. Things retrace. They don't go automatically up or down within choppy price action areas. Wouldn't surprise me if we retest lower and then we go higher from here. So just staying grounded to the way that I'm trading things, the way that I look to trade things, not overdoing it, not overthinking it, just using the basic current range trading principles, support resistance principles. I like this because it keeps things simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. This is where you can find clear resistance. and this is where you can find clear support, that sort of thing. So again, keep it simple, stupid. That's the way that I like to look at things, and don't have much else to talk about on BTC ETH other than I still think we can target median ML. Okay, so let's get into near. So if I were to just look at the 1 day on near, I would say there's a clear range here, breaking above a retest of that support level. Yeah, so for near, I probably wouldn't add until we get a retest of the lower limit area again, and then, you know, go from there. But I do think near sees higher. I think near has pretty good potential for upside. It's somewhat newer. It's really one of the ones that's kind of performing the best right now. So I think it's a pretty good thing to focus on near overall. So yeah, I mean, I think ALGO is a better bid than near is right now. Clear upper limit, very good retest of this once resistance, break above, retest, break even higher, retest lower. I think this is a pretty good area. Anywhere between like 15 and 18 cents might be a pretty good area to be bidding on ALGO. Even if we do drop lower into here, I think that, you know, we could be retesting these highs of 30 to 40 cents. Oh God, I hate Sol. Every time I long this fucking coin, I get smoked. But yeah, I mean, I think it had a clear flush. I mean, these are all sitting in the very, very similar areas, right? Where they're like retesting these pre-breakouts from the end of February on a lot of these. So again, if it holds above this area, I would still think that this whole area is a decent buy. Between 120 and 130 is a decent buy. So INJ, I think anywhere within this area on INJ is a good buy. So if we fill this whole wick that happened on the daily down in this area, would be pretty good for INJ. So yeah, FTM, so many people made so much fucking money on FTM. It's hard for me to kind of chase up at this area. We can just dive into the 4 hour here. Again, same principles apply, same basic rules that I've been talking about. Current range, we have an upper limit, and then we have a lower limit where there's clear support. I think a good area to be buying FTM would be between 62 and anywhere down to 50. Because again, it doesn't really matter if you buy between 60 and 50 when price is sitting above $1, you're in some pretty good profit. ONDO's just been up only for a long time. I think a very clear level of support on ONDO is somewhere around here. So let's just say this does drop down. So that's about another 15% move to the upside. But let's just say you kind of get a bid within this area based off of some previous resistance, now turn to support, and then you go into breaking these highs, right, of about 75%. Because if we do get a retest of this 64 area, I will likely be buying ONDO and looking for a retest of these highs. Pendle, last one. I think there's someone that's like big that's been talking about Pendle. That's kind of why it's had a really large run up. Clear area of lower limit support that we're kind of getting into. But also, for me, this area that has not been retested is a little bit scary. I would have loved for this to line up a little bit better than what it is. But just looking at Pendle, I think you can probably get an average somewhere within this area. Anywhere in here is probably a good entry, right, depending on your time frame. And then once we kind of bounce out of this area, can retest those highs of $8. If you guys have any questions, please do not be afraid to reach out to me. Please like and subscribe over on my YouTube. I'm really trying to build YouTube. I have a team of editors that's doing a tremendous job with these videos, recaps, shorts, a little bit of education in there, trying to get back to a little bit more education for you guys. But I think that there's a lot of good educational content out there. I'm just trying to be someone that helps guide you across the way after your education experience. So get on over there and subscribe and like a lot of the videos. You can rewatch a lot of videos there. Go to tradewithcastillo.com. That is where I have all of my videos for the last 4 weeks, the weekly video series. Monday we do live streams, Wednesday we do NPOC updates, and Friday we do a quick VIP breakdown for you guys. And that's where you can kind of go over into the VIP members tab and get all of that content in a nice little area that is organized for you all. I always appreciate you guys in my streams, and I'll see you over in the Telegram. Peace out, everybody.